History is not just about dates, it is about the shift of civilization. For centuries, the Kazakh steppe was ruled by the Genghis tradition. But in the 19th century, everything's changed. We are team number 4, and today we investigate topic the colonization of Kazakhstan by the Russian Empire. Was it voluntary union, as Soviet books claimed, or a systematic military bureaucratic conquest? To answer this, we visit the National Museum of the Republic of Kazakhstan and analyze the archives of the 1820s.
Colonization didn't start with guns, it started with ink. The key figure here is Mikhail Speransky, the Russian reformer. In 1822, he drafted the Charter on the Siberian Kyrgyz. Our analysis of this document shows a carefully calculated strategy. Rather than openly declaring war, Russia effectively organizes the Middle Jews through administrative reforms. The institution of the Khan was abolished, and the steppe was divided into okrugs, governed not by hereditary rulers, but by Aga Sultans appointed and salaries by the Tsar. Furthermore, archival evidence demonstrates the introduction of Russian judicial system in the steppe, which silenced the traditional big courts in cases involving serious crimes. 2 years later, in 1824, the Charter on the Orenburg Kyrgyz did the same to the junior Jews. The goal was clear: to turn the nomadic confederation into a regular administrative province of the empire.
While the administrative reforms were being implemented, the Russian Empire secured its presence through strategic military expansion. This phase is known as the military Cossack colonization. The construction of fortification lines stretching from the Irtysh to the Sardaria effectively created a geopolitical cage around the Kazakh steppe. This expansion led to the most critical issue of the 19th century, the land problem, as the empire seized fertile territories for military outposts and later for peasant settlers. The traditional nomadic migration routes were severed. Our analysis of the socioeconomic data from this period shows that this was not merely a change in borders, but a total disruption of the nomadic pastoral economy. As we examine the items from the resettlement period, like these agricultural tools, it becomes clear how the land issue started. The empire took the most fertile areas near rivers for settlers. For the Kazakh nomads, this meant losing their vital migration routes. This physical displacement, which we see documented here in the museum, was the primary cause of the great national uprisings that followed.
Moving beyond the cultural shift, we must address the strategic pragmatism of the empire. By the 19th century, Kazakhstan was viewed not just as territory, but as a resource frontier. The colonization was fueled by the industrial needs of Russia.
The empire needed raw materials, minerals, livestock, and grain. This is why we see the rapid development of post stations and later the first railway projects. They weren't built for the benefit of nomads, but to pump resources out of the steppe and into the industrial centers of Russia.
This turned the Kazakh economy into a colonial appanage. The traditional barter system was replaced by a tax-heavy monetary system, forcing nomads into debt and poverty. As we see in these archives, the civilizing mission was in fact an intensive economic extraction that reshaped the Kazakh social structure forever.
How do we interpret these museum pieces following the theory of Edward Said's the Orientalism? We see that the empire viewed the steppe as an empty or backward space that needed to be civilized. However, the exhibits of weapons and banners of Kenisara Khan here in the museum tell the different story. Scholars like Ian Campbell argue that the empire used colonial knowledge, statistics, and maps to dominate the population, but the resistance led by Kenisara, the last Khan of all three Jews, proves that the Kazakh people fought to preserve their identity against the imperial pressure.
To conclude, our visit to National Museum confirms that colonization was a multidimensional process: administrative, military, and economic.
It was a period of great loss, but also of incredible resilience under the birth of a modern national consciousness.
Thank you for joining our journey through the history of 19th century.